I would like to show you a very rare and very incredible thing. I would like to show you something so rare that it almost doesn't exist. A statement that offends no one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am fat, I am naked, my hair is doing something stupid, and we're talking about political correctness. And to aid me here is my little girl Nim. And she has a pink collar, and some people would find that offensive because that's stereotypical of the ladies in our culture. What? You wanted to be in the video, didn't you? You wanted to be in the video, didn't you? You came up here and started making noise, so you get to be in the video, don't you? Okay, I'm going to put you down now. Just to be clear, I'm not completely naked because it's just weird to me to pick up animals while I'm completely naked. I don't know why. That's my thing. Okay. I'm glad I'm wearing pants now because one of them just jumped on my leg. Right. So have we gone too far with political correctness? Depends on where you are. I mean, if you're a group of guys somewhere in the middle of the night drinking bad coffee to stay awake and you tell a racist joke, that's generally considered politically acceptable because that's the crowd you're in. However, the President of the United States, who is an African American, used the N-word, which I can't say because I'm a Caucasian, and people were like, he used the N-word! And I mean, in our society, modernly, it's like, well, if an African American does it, it's okay. If a person says it to illustrate a point, that's still not okay. But if an African, I mean, this is what we say. I got news for you. Did you see the Hateful Eight? You know what's a terrible lie in that thing? When he says they don't like being called that anymore, because at the time, that's just what you said. My grandmother said, you know, when she was growing up, the N-word was simply what you said. It wasn't considered a bad word. It was simply what you said. It's how she was taught to refer to people of a recent African descent. Just in case you don't know, it is a general consensus among scientists that all mankind comes from Africa. We are all Africans. That's where we come from. If you're a Christian, I believe it's the Middle East. The Garden of Eden is between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. So, but that's close to Africa, so big difference. Anyway, so there's one of those illustrations. It's like you can get in trouble, you can lose your job for saying a word. Not even if you're on duty for certain people. This is where political correctness probably does go a little too far because it's not the context in which you say the word, it's the fact that you said it. And again, when the President of the United States makes a reference to this word because it's relevant to the conversation and he is still being harked on for that kind of behavior, I really wish they'd stop making noise. It's dumb. That's one of those things you have to take into basic account. So yeah, have we gone too far with political correctness in this country? Look, there's that old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. That saying is completely incorrect. Being insulted can hurt you. But at a certain point, you have to realize, well, hey, those cats won't shut up. I'm an adult, and I have to deal with it. I have been called cracker, honky, kike, and any number of racial slurs, and I've always kind of let it roll off my back because that's what's expected of me. As a security guard, I had somebody scream at me for more than an hour that I was fat and ugly, and I was obsessed with power, and, you know, I'm sitting there going, I'm just doing my job as I'm told. This is the world we live in. We have to start dealing with a harsh reality. And, you know, that's kind of the thing about political correctness. But look, when people come out there and they make inappropriate comments on my YouTube channel, I generally remain respectful. Because I'm trying to be a professional here. And I know that, you know, getting pissed off and going back at them and trying to tick them off is not going to make me feel any better, and it's not going to make me look any better either. So yeah, we've gone too far with political correctness, because at a certain point it gets silly. Because you know what? First, in the time that the Hateful Eight was set in, you know, the terms that were considered insults were spook, darky, and tar baby. This is what has been relayed to me by African Americans and what I've seen in literature. Then, the N-word became the major insult. At a certain point, calling someone black, which was the color of their skin, well, okay, they're more of a brown, but that was an insult. So then we used African American. And with our friends from Latin America, some of them are insulted if you call them a Latino, and like, I'm a Chicano. And we've got all these terms that it's like, look, I'm trying to convey a meaning and be respectful, and I'm still insulting you. Maybe you're going to be insulted no matter what I say. And there's always something adding their own sound effects. In any case, I have to go. I hope I've been informative. Just remember, the world is not fair, the world does not love you, and sometimes we just have to take the insults. I'm Richard.